This past week, Janine's mom died. And Janine was with her when she breathed her last. And I'm so grateful for that. And we can talk all we want about anticipatory grief, but it's overrated. Nothing can prepare us for death, I don't think, really. And there's a finality that comes to death, with death. And I'm just struck by that finality. All the life lived, all the love expressed, all the minutes, all the hours, all the joy, all the sorrow, all the bittersweetness of life, all the moments that went into life, all the life lived in a moment with a breath is done. It's striking. Maybe puts everything in perspective. Where Scripture says, teach us to number our days so that we may gain a heart of wisdom, that we live right now, knowing that we too will die someday. So we better get about living right now. And Janine's mom and dad both did that well, got about living life well. And even on this Sunday, there's a lectionary text for this Sunday where Jesus talks to his disciples and says, I will not leave you as orphans. He talks about going away. He says, I won't leave you as orphans. There'll be another helper, the advocate, the Spirit, who will come and be with you. I'm in you, I'm in God, God's in me. We're all in oneness together. But I'm struck today that there's something that shifts in the universe, I think, when we lose our parents. And it's striking. And I remember when Janine's grandma died many, many years ago, and I think I had visited her the night before in the hospital. And for some reason, Janine's mom drove by our home on Nevada Avenue, and in the alleyway there, dropping Janine off or picking her up or something, Janine's mom, Martha, and I both said some words to each other. And it was words from Psalm 30, verse 5. It says, weeping may endure for the night, but joy comes in the morning. And it's a metaphor, it's a symbol that there'll be another morning. And though we weep in this life, and it's full of trouble, there will come another morning someday in eternity where there'll be laughter and joy again, even after the weeping and the sorrow and the heartache of this life mixed with the joy in it as well. And I love how one translation it says it, the nights of crying our eyes out will give way to days of laughter. Yes, and that's the hope we have because we believe in resurrection life. And as it says from a tradition, that life is not ended, but merely changed. But man, it feels like it's ended because we grow so attached to these bodies and to these forms that we have loved and that we have touched and that we have kissed and that we have held. And when these bodies go and breathe their last, we feel like life has ended, that it's come to an end and it will never be again. But it's merely changed. Though with our human eyes, we can't see it, But we trust by spirit and by faith. So we grieve, yes, and will, but not as those without hope, because we know that that morning will come again. So that's why when I go to the burial tomorrow, I will not say goodbye. I will not say goodbye to you, Martha. But I will say this, as I said this to you each night in hospice when I visited you, not knowing if I would see you again or if that would be my last. I will say to you tomorrow, as I said to you before, and as we said long ago, I'll see you in the morning. So for who you were, thank you. For the noble woman of Proverbs 31, of who you were. Thank you. for your life well lived. Thank you. For your love expressed. Thank you. Love expressed to so many others and to me. Thank you. And for letting me marry your daughter. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Peace be to your memory. And we'll see you in the morning.